you go, friends. Now you can see me. Welcome, my friends. We are finally back. It's been a week and a half, I think, since we took our little hiatus in order to go to ZenkaiCon. But we're back. We're up and running. We're going to be back on weeklies for, I want to say, either another week and a half or 2 weeks. And then we're at another convention. So it's going to be a fun time. But hello, welcome to anybody who's returning. It's good to see you. It's good to hear from you again. And to anybody who's new, who might have stopped by because of ZenkaiCon and you came down to Twitch or YouTube to see what it's all about, or for any other reason, hello and welcome. We're doing some voice acting coaching today. But we can really chat about anything and everything for the most part. So if anyone has any questions or you want to tell me how your weekend went, I love hearing about y'all's weekends. So please tell me how the weekend half has been. I know there's a lot of new shows and shit that dropped. We'll have to talk about that because Physical 100 dropped another season and I'm down bad. So we will have to talk about it. But otherwise, we're doing voice acting. Words? Wow. We are 0.2 seconds in, and I can't say fucking words. Okay! Oh, my lord. Anyways, hi. Hello, live stream. Hello, YouTube. We're here for voice acting coaching. We have a lovely guest. Hello, my guest. They should be able to hear you. Do you want to tell them your name?
I'm Witness. How are you all doing? Hope things are going well.
Hello! Is it Yavir? How do I pronounce your name? Tell me, because I want to pronounce it right. It's really unique. I love that name. Yavir? Yavir? I'm shitty with names, but you tell me and I'll pronounce it right. It's good to see y'all. Perfect for, so Yavir. Hell yeah! Okay! Listen, I don't always get them right straight off the bat. I love it. That's dope. I'm glad I got it right. Well, Yavir, how are you? How was your weekend? Are you here from ZenkaiCon or are you just saying hello? Either way, we love you and we're glad you're here. Yeah. So, sorry, I cut Witness off.
Totally fine.
Yeah. Zenkai! Yay! Yavir, I hope you had a good time at ZenkaiCon. Genuinely, it was so much fun for me. And to say hi. Oh, good, I'm glad. Well, welcome to our live streams. Usually some of our regular crew pops in, a little bit into it. Kind of depends on whether it's a Monday or Wednesday, etc., etc. So they might stop by and say hello. And if they do, hopefully you'll be joined in. They're also, sometimes they chat on the Discord. You'll see them on Instagram a little bit. So we're glad to have you here, and I hope you enjoy the community. I also hope you enjoyed the workshop, because I had the time of my fucking life. I was like, I did not expect all those people to show up. We had we were close to 150 people. There is a Discord, Yavir. I think you're on Twitch based on the icons I'm getting. So if you go to my Twitch About page, there should be a Discord panel. And you can go find it. Our Discord server isn't the most active on the planet, but it does have notifications on. So it'll send you something every time, like, I'm going live, or a video is posted, or a TikTok goes down. I also answer Discord a lot more frequently than everything else. So if you ever want to hit me up in chat, go through Discord, because it's the easiest place I go to. The workshop was fun. Yay! Oh, I'm glad to hear it. I haven't quite listened through everyone's audio yet. I did go back and check some of the nighttime sessions, because our nighttime 18 plus sessions were unfortunately positioned next to like a rave and a concert. So I did go back and check the audio, and it's mostly clean, so I think we'll be okay. There's a bit of a hum on it. You were the bunny chick for the 18 plus. Yes! Let's go! There's a little bit of a hum, like a wiring buzz through it, but otherwise I think the audio's clear. Miklar! Glad I could make it to one of the workshops. Miklar, I'm glad you could come too. Are you kidding me? Which one did you attend, Miklar? Was that, because I was going through people so fast, and I don't know that I caught everyone's names. There were a few people who came to multiple. And then I was like, oh, I know your face, right? But names are like, names go over my head. But Miklar, hello. Welcome also to the community. I was just telling Yavir some of our regular folks might show up in the chat. I'll call them out if they do. You're welcome to join our Discord as well, Miklar, or any platform you like. Discord, you can hit me up on. I answer those messages. And also it'll send you notifications for when we're live and things like that. You were one of the early ones. Did number 20 about being the greatest champ. Oh, I got you. I got you. Because not a lot of people pick 20. So I got you. I know which one you were. You were at 2, Yavir? I thought so. I mean, it's a little hard to not recognize somebody in a bunny suit. But, like, I also kind of remember the name because when I was going through the 18 plus audio, I had to look at everybody's names. So I was like, I think I can put this together. So I'm glad you're here, genuinely. You were just different for everything? Aaron! Yes! Yes, I was right. Okay, I did put it right. I thought that was correct. Side note, you met my sister. Y'all met her because you were at the workshop. Here on stream, I just kind of refer to her as my sister, so that we don't dox people. But she loved meeting y'all. That was her first time running the workshops with me, and every time after workshop, she would come to me and she'd go, she remembered everybody's names. This is not a joke. She would come to me and she would go, Michael just had a great time in your booth today, and Erin sounded very good doing hers. Every single time she would come to me and talk to me about like every single person that was on the list. Y'all made her night, so thank you, because it was lovely. It was a good time. Okay, so welcome again. Feel free to check out whatever you like. Stop in, put me on in the background, muted, whatever you guys need, go for it. I usually stream until about midnight, 1 a.m. my time, sometimes, which is EST, should be y'all's time too. So feel free to come back. Feel free to just put me in a corner and go watch something else, crochet while you're doing it, whatever you need. Or join us, because we're going to be doing exactly what you guys did in the workshop right here, right now, for the next hour, with our lovely friend, Witness. So we're going to get started. I will still address the chat during this. It's a very casual sort of thing. So if you guys have any questions, or if you have any suggestions on ways to try this, topics to take it, emotions to put in, feel free to pop them in the chat. We love talking to y'all, and I'll bring it up when I can. But until then, we will get started, Witness. So for folks who don't know, I do edit down every live stream that I do. So on Monday, I do voicing artists' original characters. Join me for those. They're fun. On Wednesdays, we do voice acting coaching, and then I edit them down and put finalized edited videos to YouTube. So I'm going to do a little introduction here, and then Witness, I will have you introduce yourself again, but for my YouTube audience. So you'll know it when you hear it.
Okay.
All right. Hello, YouTube. Welcome to another episode of Voice Acting Coaching. We have a lovely guest with us here today. Would you introduce yourself and maybe where people can find you, my friend?
All right, so I'm Witness, and I basically just have my Discord.
That works. That's totally fine. Go find Witness and tell them how amazing they are. Just bombard them with messages. Oh,
I would appreciate everyone.
All right. So, what I'm going to have you do, Witness, is, for my YouTube folks, for anyone who's joining us for the first time, I write about 60 plus scripts, and I have people who join us here live choose one or two that they think really resonates with them, and then they create a character and a scene, as my folks from the workshop will know, because they did this as well. And they will come to me with their character and their scene for this live session, and we play with it for the next hour. Now, a little thing that folks that are live get to do it different from folks that are at my workshop is I ask my live guests to come with 3 adjectives for the character's personality. When I do my characters on Mondays and when I audition for things, I'm always trying to create personality traits, and it's the way that I build my voices, and it's the way that I get into my acting with characters. And so I ask that guests bring them to me as well, just so we can play with them if we need to, and we can harken back to them if we ever feel like a choice we made is not quite working. So what I'll have you do, Witness, is I will have you just read me the line of dialogue we're using today. No, not perform it, just read it. And then tell us about your character, your scene, and your 3 adjectives for the personality. So, go for it.
The line is, tell me, what did it feel like to have someone poking around in your mind? I'm so curious. So that's the line.
Hell yeah.
And yes, I was very excited for it. The character overall, said it was like a tall, dark, shadowy kind of character, adult, could be male or female, depending on which way we want to go with this. Um, and essentially, they're kind of an antagonist character.
Mm.
So the synopsis that I have is they decided to capture the protagonist and torture them by reading their mind to gain information for their plans. After invading the protagonist's mind and prodding at their traumatic memories, this person mocks the protagonist to gauge just how much psychological damage they've done to them, and it serves basically as an insult to injury. The three core traits that I picked for this person are sinister, manipulative, and taunting.
Okay, I love this. Y'all will know I love villains.
They're the best to play.
Right? They are the best to play. It's
Oh,
just, there's something about like sinking your teeth into getting to live as like a bad person because you don't want to be that in normal life. So it's kind of fun to be able to be like, I'm gonna be evil.
right, yeah.
And also they tend to be very not just emotionally depth characters, but a lot of them tend to be like, this is gonna sound not the way I want it, but emotionally stunted, and I don't mean that as in like growth or like intelligence. I mean that as in like they're stuck in a very specific place of like, no, this has to work, or no, I'm right, or no, whatever. They can't continue forward. Yeah, they're not processing. And so getting to live and breathe in sort of that space of not processing is interesting. But okay, so I really like the way that you've built this character. I like that we sort of we're playing it with a route of, like, poking and like, torture almost. We're, like, trying to reveal memories rather than just, like, I rip your fingernails out so you tell me things. It's like, I'm gonna, like, put my hand inside your brain and I'm gonna steal things.
Right.
And I'm gonna manipulate. I love this. I think it's gonna be so much fun. So... okay, so your three personality trait words are sinister, manipulative, and taunting. Taunting was interesting when I read taunting because I was like, I'm wondering if, and you might not be a words person. Personally, I'm a very big words person. When you say taunting, do you mean like tempting? Or do you mean, like, teasing? Like, what's your conceptual idea of taunting?
Almost like mocking, in a sense.
Okay. Okay, I think I get what you're trying to say. All right, that's sort of how you were talking at the end of, like, insult to injury. Trying to, like...
right.
Okay, trying to get the person that you are, I'm going to use the word torture, trying to get the person that you are torturing to, like, give you more pleasure almost by the fact that they have been hurt by you. That kind of thing? Okay. Yeah, okay. Dope. Well, if that's the case, then that explains it a little bit, because I really like that word, and I've not heard a lot of people choose something to that level, right? Because when we think of, like, adjectives and stuff, oftentimes we're like, okay, how do I not say angry, mean, like...
right.
You're like, how do I get nice, juicy words? And so I saw sinister, I was like, yeah, that's a villain. I saw manipulative, and I was like, yep, villains be manipulative. Then I saw taunting, and I was like, oh, okay, not every villain is a taunter. Okay.
Like, here we go.
Right? So we're definitely playing with that one.
Awesome. Okay.
So the first thing that I do when it comes to actually performing this is I'm literally just going to have you perform it however it is inside of you and how you're thinking it should be done. And then we'll talk a little bit about it afterwards. So there are a few things you're going to hear me say. Pulling out the thesaurus, literally, Yavir. Like, it's so funny because it's not even a joke. Like, you nailed it on the head. I'm not telling you the amount of times when I will, like, go to be like, what's a word I could use here? Thesaurus.com. Like,
go, yeah.
There's actually, fun fact, there's actually something called an actor's thesaurus that they use.
Really?
Yeah. I was taught it because I went to like traditional theater college for acting. And so in the traditional methods, when they're teaching you like Meisner and Stanislavski and stuff, which some of it's bullshit, but some of it's okay. They make you get an actor's thesaurus because there's a certain type of acting method that is all based around words. So actually, Yavir, you didn't know it, but you are spot on.
Awesome.
Well done. Yes, so there's one phrase that you're going to hear from me before I have you do any sort of performance. You'll hear the words, whenever you're ready. Usually I will say, whenever you're ready, you can begin. And then you can start whenever you want after that. But you will hear the phrase, whenever you're ready, at some point in time, and then you can go after it, regardless of if I say go for it or whatever, etc. Whenever you're done, sometimes there's a little bit of assumption where I might talk or step in before you're done. Just let me know, and I'll be like, got it, do it again, and I'll just have you restart rather than start from where you left off. There's also times where I'm like, especially if you're like reading the words and not looking at me and I'm kind of like in the corner of your screen, which is totally fine. Just note that you're probably going to see me being like, like in the background.
Really getting into it, okay.
Really getting into it. I go ham. That's the one thing that
Nice.
the workshop people don't get is, well, I guess when they're watching me with someone else, you can see me outside the booth being like, yes! But
Awesome. All right.
Yeah, you'll see it bright and clear, and our viewers on our live will see it bright and clear. I will try to keep my voice down so that it's not in your recording. But yeah, you're gonna see me jumping. You do that in the booth, Yavir? Oh my god, Yavir, I do it all the time. Literally, like, I will say something, and then I'll stand, and then I'll stop the line, and I'll go, fucking go. Not even a joke. If y'all stay long enough, you'll at some point see me do my like little goldfish dance because I keep snacks in here with me, and so I keep goldfish because it's real easy to just pop. But I try not to do it in the microphone because, you know, not everybody likes mouthy sounds. So I'll be back here and I'll just be like, goldfish. Like, it's a great time. We're not stuffy or formal here. We play.
Nice. All right.
But yes, so you're gonna see that in the corner of your eye. Fair warning.
Okay.
And my viewers feel free to laugh or make fun along with me. Not of Witness, of course, but of me.
I handle it. It's all good.
Okay, good. And then, yeah, the other thing is I'll say whenever you're ready. And I will ask you, there are a couple things that we usually get into in a session. I'll probably ask you to repeat things. There may be times when I straight up tell you in the middle of saying your line, stop, do it again. Stop, do it. Like, just be prepared for me to interrupt you, and be prepared for me to push back. But other than that, You should be good. So I'll let you get your first take off here. Whenever you're ready, give us your thoughts and do the line.
Just go straight into the line right
Just
there?
go straight in the line. Perform it for us, whatever you got.
Okay. Tell me, what did it feel like to have someone poking around in your mind? I'm so curious.
Ooh, I like this. Okay, so what is your immediate thought when you're doing that first run? We know a little bit about your character idea, right? And sort of the scene that you're in. But what's your immediate feeling when you're doing this of like maybe an emotion, maybe it's a visual thing, maybe it's a sound thing? What's your immediate like this is what comes to mind when I do this line?
With that first one, because that was my first time kind of going through it in front of somebody.
Yes.
And so I felt like when I did it, I envisioned the character being more mature, and I didn't feel like I conveyed that because I didn't fully commit right off the bat.
Little more sinisterness. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
We can add in the sinister for sure.
Absolutely.
I like that idea a lot, actually. I also like what you're talking about the maturity, right? Like you kind of wanted to be a bit more like you're if not experienced at this, you are experienced in life, maybe. So a bit more of that maturity. But I do want to ask you why you felt it didn't feel mature.
I think I think the big part was because I felt like I didn't fully commit because I felt awkward going into it the first time.
Okay. So then we definitely want to punch it to where it's like, what I'll say is when I say whenever you're ready, go for it or whatever, it's okay to take that breath and take that moment of like, I'm here. And like, do whatever you need to get into that space. In order to commit beforehand, totally fine. We got all the time in the world. We don't, but we got all the time in the world.
Got it. Okay.
All right. Take your time, drop into it. When it comes to sinister and maturity, what I'm going to suggest is for this first run, I want you to be genuinely curious. Like, you're not just like, oh, I'm curious. I want you to really be like, okay, but no one else can look inside people's minds, which means I can never experience what you just experienced. So there's a little teeny piece of me that genuinely wants to know what it feels like from that side of the coin. Get what I'm saying?
Yeah, okay. I like that. It adds more depth to the situation, to the character.
Yes, right? And that should pull out a bit of the evil, a bit of the sinister, like Yavir was suggesting. It also actually might pull out a bit of the maturity. It might not. It might pull it in the opposite direction. So just be prepared for it to do that just in case. But give it a shot. Do it again for me. Whenever you're ready, you can do it. But try and be like genuinely like, okay, but what did it feel like? You know what I mean?
Right. Okay.
Whenever you're ready.
Okay. Tell me, what did it feel like to have someone poking around in your mind? I'm so curious.
Ooh, yeah. You brought it for that one. The ending changed a lot because the ending went from like, I'm curious to like, okay, but like, I'm curious. You know what I mean? Like all of a sudden it was very different. How did that one feel for you? Did it feel like it changed?
It did a little bit, yeah. The awkward silence leading up to it is something I gotta get used to. But yeah, that definitely felt a little more connected to the character, I think. Okay. It felt more real.
In what way did it feel a little more connected? Was it an emotion? Was it a visual? Was it like just sort of pacing or timing? What kind of really hit it where you were like, oh, something's here?
I think your point of like making the curiosity more genuine, I think really helped.
Okay. So here's what I'm going to say. The whole thing with the silence in the front, where it's like getting sort of like breathing and living in that silence, I'm going to offer, if you want, totally up to you, I can lead you in. I can be the patient and lead you into this line. Totally up to you. Oh, Miklar says, it's amazing how much a different sound on one word can change things. Even just the change of the word so. Absolutely, Miklar. That's, yes, 100%, right? Because it went from, oh, I'm so curious to, oh, I'm so curious. And now all of a sudden, this feels like a genuine interest. So absolutely.
For sure, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and whether you consciously changed it or subconsciously changed it, it worked.
Cool.
So I will offer to you that I can lead you in as the patient if we want to try that. Do you want to try it?
I would love to try that, yeah.
Hell yeah. Okay, so here's how this is going to work. And this is so funny because usually we do this later in the episode, but let's go. If you're feeling it now, we're feeling
let's jump into
it. So here's how this will work. I'm going to play the beginning of this scene. And at some point, basically I will stop talking and it will be handed to you. Now, when it's handed to you, it essentially means that I have stopped talking. It is time for you to say this line. Now, the hard part about this bit is you don't get to improv. You don't get to add extra dialogue. You're just still saying the line of dialogue that's here. So even if you feel like you want to add other things, you can't. Some way, shape, or form, you gotta get to this line.
Okay.
So I'll say something, and then at some point, whenever you feel like it's comfortable for you to get into it, you'll do the line, and then we'll talk about it afterwards.
Sure.
I'm going to suggest you keep, like folks have been saying in the chat, with that genuine curiosity, with a little bit of like sinister, maybe like I'm curious, but also I hope it hurt kind of energy.
Right. Yeah.
And I think it's coming out beautiful in your language. And we'll see if me leading you in can also help ground you a bit in that feeling. Okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Sounds great.
So I'll start us. Once I'm stopped, then you can do the line whenever it feels right, okay?
Okay.
Here we go. You're sick, you know that.
Tell me, what did it feel like to have someone poking around in your mind? I'm so curious.
Ooh, did that feel different?
Yeah, that felt more crazed and enthusiastic a little bit. Just a little.
Ooh. Okay, so was the lead-in able to give you sort of a jumping point to start the line a bit?
I think so, yeah. It gives that context.
Okay, perfect. So I like what the word you used is enthusiastic. I want to keep that energy. So
Okay.
what I want you to add to this next round, and I don't mind leading you in again, so I can do that.
Okay.
I want you to add as if you are genuinely like doing this poking and prodding in someone's mind is drugs to you. Like you are on a high.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
Like,
All right.
whatever it is, right? Whether it's caffeine, whether it's chocolate, whether it's drugs, whatever gives you that actual shit of like, I need to know. Tell me the thing. This is the thing. I did the thing, right? Give me that energy, whether it comes out in a vocal, like actual voice, like I just did, whether it comes out in a breath where it's fast and it's moving, whatever it comes out is fine. But give me that like genuine, I'm on top of the world and I need to know. Yavir says, I like when you sounded excited when she called you sick. Yes, right? Yes, I agree,
Cool.
Yavir. And this sort of enthusiasm and like hype energy could come from if you're, tuning into what I'm sending you word-wise, then you might be able to have that reaction of like, yeah, that's right. You know what I mean? So yes.
I have a question then.
Absolutely.
So do you want it to go more in that almost hyper kind of high sense like crack, or more like a deep dark craving that it's like satiating?
Either way.
Okay, cool.
I think when it comes to how the enthusiasm resonates within you, that's you. That's your natural instinct. That is whatever you, and it might change, right, doing it multiple times, but whatever naturally you're like, this is the way it's coming out, let it happen.
Right. Okay.
All right?
Cool.
Okay. I'm going to lead you in, and then once I stop, you can start whenever you're ready, okay?
Okay.
All right, here we go. Just stop, okay? You've already got what you wanted.
Tell me, what did it feel like to have someone poking around in your mind? I'm so curious.
Ooh! The curious at the end. I don't know if you realized you did it, but you're curious this whole time has been like, curious. This time around you went, curious. And like had this like gurgle garlic, you ate it. Oh my god. Yes, Yavir, the curious scent chills.
Yes, that was the goal. Awesome.
They're also suggesting a sinister laugh leading into the line. So, okay. So what I'll say with that one, thank you, Yavir, for your suggestion. Laughing is going to go either one of two ways. It's either going to absolutely did what Yavir said, and it's going to be like ground you and get you in there. Or if we're not comfortable with laughs, it's going to throw us backwards. So I will say, when it comes to noises like laughing and in some other pieces maybe crying, right? Do it if it feels natural for you to put it there. Don't do anything that feels forced, because otherwise we're taking a step back instead of forward.
Right.
But if at
It
any
also depends on the kind of laugh, I imagine.
Absolutely, right? 100%. That's why I'm not sure about laughing, because it's hard for me. Yeah, Yavir, that's one of those things, right? Is like laughing and crying and all sorts of noises can absolutely help a performance, but they're sort of like spices or seasonings on top, because you need your performance to be solid before you throw in all the extra tidbits. Now, that changes depending on what genre you're in, too. Because if you're doing more of a natural genre, then you gotta be a little careful with what you throw in your spice. Or, for example, I do a lot of horror. So you will almost never catch me not crying on a line, because it's just a way to very easily put yourself in a scared position, is crying and panting and doing those things. But you're right, Yavir. It is a good suggestion, and I appreciate y'all for that in the chat. So if it feels natural, bring it out for you.
Okay.
What I want to do here is, well, first let me ask, how did that one feel different than the other one where I led you in?
I kind of went with a more almost masculine kind of take on it, I feel. And definitely leaned in more to that sinister, darker kind of vibe, as opposed to like the lighter, crazed kind of side. Yeah. Although I haven't really gone full crazed yet, but
yeah.
So
Yavir likes the more masculine, darker sound.
Okay, all right, thanks.
Northwolf, hello, it's good to see you, Northwolf. My laugh is dependent on my mindset for the day, I feel. Performances for me really derive how I feel for the day. Absolutely, Northwolf. And especially since you're on, like, the DM TTRPG side, you're, like, doing multiple concepts at once, so it's really going to depend on how your energy for the day is. But you're absolutely correct. I will agree that I also kind of like the masculine, darker tone. Yavir says it felt like you were reaching into my brain with the lower sounds.
All right.
Hell yeah. Which is what we want, because that's literally what your character is doing.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Oh, I love this. I agree. I kind of like the more deeper, lower tones. That doesn't mean that we can't go to the other end, but I do think that if that was your natural reaction to when we were deciding which way, that we should try to stick with it. When I say stick with it, I never, of course, mean do this or you're wrong, right? I will always tell folks, do whatever feels natural over whatever you've been working with. So if at some point in time we change a plot motivation or an adjective and you're like, oh, now I can't be this low, that's fine. But for now, let's play with it. I like it.
Sure.
So here's what I'm thinking. We're getting a bit deeper, we're getting a bit darker, we're getting a bit into that, like, I'm almost taking more of a sinister, one of our words, pleasure rather than an excitable pleasure, right? So if we're going to go that route, I'm going to ask you to slow down your words a little, elongate them, almost possibly longer than you think you should. Because I think it might be helpful to feel like you are dragging out your answer to the person, the victim that you're working on. And then once we get to the end of your sentence, we realize you didn't even give them an answer. You're just asking more questions. So it's sort of this play back and forth of, like, you're keeping control, but it'll add into your teasing, into your taunting, if you're almost giving us the idea of, like, maybe you have control. Maybe I'm answering. No, I'm not answering. Right? Like...
Yeah. It's like baiting them and making them hang on to, like, every word.
Yes, hang on to every word. That's brilliant. Okay. Well said. So that's what I want you to play with a little bit. I'm going to lead you in again. So I'll lead you in. When I stop, you can go whenever you're ready, okay?
Okay.
All right, here we go. Whatever you're looking for, you're not gonna find it. I'll never give it up.
Tell me, what did it feel like to have someone poking around in your mind? I'm so curious.
Yes! Oh my god! Y'all, that one was good. Shit. Okay, so I'm gonna ask you how you felt about it, what you felt was different, what you like, all that kind of jazz, and then we'll talk about it. So what did you feel for this one?
I felt, one, the laugh was a little bit awkward.
Okay.
But it was something. I will
Gotcha.
say the word poking for me, leading up to
Ooh.
that word and then like centering on that a little bit, was really fun to mess with.
Okay, why do you think poking grabbed you?
I think it's a very specific verb that you don't see a lot in common language, and it's really the fact that you're poking and prodding at someone's mind is like, you can really emphasize that and give like the darker side of it, I guess, if that makes sense.
Yes, but I'm gonna do what I always do. What do you mean by poking on the darker side? Because, right, if we're thinking
Right.
poking, we might think, I'm not touching you, I'm not touching
Right,
you.
yeah.
So, what do you mean by darker side?
So in that sense of like teasing and prodding at someone's brain and trying to mess with them and gain the upper hand with them. So instead of like, I'm poking at your brain asking you questions, it's like, I'm invading your mind, basically.
That's a good word. Okay. I love the word invading, right? Because all of a sudden we've taken something that's arguably a neutral word, which is poking.
Mhm.
Poke, poke, poke. And we've added what's called connotation. Connotation, you might know, but for my folks who maybe don't know if we're watching or if we're listening to the YouTube video, whatever the case may be, connotation is when you are giving a word a subsequent almost like feeling or meaning. So, for example, the connotation of invading is negative. There is almost no way, shape, or form that you can ever use the word invade and mean it with a positive feeling or a positive idea or you know what I'm trying to say? So we instinctually, when you say invading, go, oh, ooh, ooh, I don't like, that's a negative. It might be the most subtle thing ever, but some way, shape, or form, our brain now is like, oh, invading is bad, so what are they doing? Versus poking is a very neutral connotation. Poking is very like, meh, you poked someone. Cool. So I like this word invading because we're twisting and turning the subconscious effects that happen in the listener when we start using these words. So you're still going to use the word poking, right? Because that's the dialogue. But now you know that when I hear it, when I hear the word poking that you say, I shouldn't be thinking, oh, poking. I should hear that from you and go, oh, why does that feel bad? Why does that word have a negative wait. I should all of a sudden be like, that's not how that word is supposed to feel to me. And so I like that. So when you do this the next time around, I really want you to feel like even with this piece of dialogue, you're still inside their head. You have not exited. You have not left. You're not asking the person in front of you a question. You are still invading their brain. You are still in there, stabbing and poking and pressuring. It just happens to be that you don't need to use a knife or a power for this, right? You're still doing it. So take a little bit of that negative, menacing connotation and don't just have it for poking. All of this is invasive. Okay? All right. Any thoughts or should we go on?
I think it's spot on. I really like where it's going. I really do.
Perfect. Okay. So I'll lead you in. Once I'm done, you can start, okay?
Okay.
All right. Here we go. I don't know what you want, but I don't have any answers, okay?
Tell me, what did it feel like to have someone poking around in your mind? I'm so curious.
Ooh. Okay, immediately right off the bat, our curious has changed again. It's so interesting to me how, even when we focus on other aspects and other words, this curious keeps changing with every iteration. So, with our really sinister dark one, right, it was like curious, right? Like it was low and it was soft and it was taunting and tempting. With this one, it's gone back up. It's gone back up
Oh,
to
really?
high. Yeah, it went back up to a curious of like, I'm curious. It went up to our, I'm genuinely like, if I press this red button, what's gonna happen? Territory.
Oh,
And
okay.
that was interesting because the rest,
Huh.
yeah, because the rest of your dialogue, right, we were doing the sinister, scary, invaded, sort of like poking evil, down low vibes. And then for some reason, your natural instinct was to go back into curious little at the top. Curious little George monkeying around, you know?
Right, yeah.
And it made the piece scarier because it went from like, I am intimidating, I am scary, and I'm so intimidating and powerful and scary that now I'm excited. And it's like, we still already had from your first half the authority and the power that came with you. So the fact that we know you're intimidating and now you're excited.
Now they're almost, it's almost like they're kind of sick and unhinged at that point. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely right. So that was excellent. I really, really liked that take. So how did it feel different for you?
I appreciate that you noted how the word curious changed because I hadn't noticed when I was doing it.
We often don't.
I'm trying to play with the pacing a bit. I still struggle with not going at, I think I can go slower.
Okay.
Or like I think I'm capable of going slower. I just have to get past that discomfort with it.
Yes. Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. We're going to play with an exercise here that's going to be really helpful for this one because this one has a lot of punctuation.
Okay.
There's tell me, exclamation point, what did it feel like, question mark, tell someone poke around in your mind, question mark, I'm so curious, period. There's a lot of punctuation here. And what happens with punctuation is our brains subconsciously pick places where punctuation is to pause or to breathe or to go up or down in our voice. Subconsciously, it is making choices. And so when we keep doing it over and over and over, we keep repeating those same choices over and over and over because our brain has determined, without us being able to control, this is where the thing happens. So I think it'll help you get more comfortable with and also feel a little better about your pacing if we eliminate these punctuation places so that your brain can't choose where it's pausing and stopping and breathing and doing all these things. So if you want to delete it on your own, you can. If you'd prefer to leave it in there, you can. But I'm essentially going to have you do it where these don't exist. And you're not allowed to put in commas or anything like that. It has to be straight. There is no punctuation. So go ahead and do it go ahead and do it physically on your own end if you need to.
Yeah, I'm doing it right now.
Okay, perfect.
It's interesting you recommended getting rid of the punctuation because I thought it would be adding more punctuation to try to stop and slow it down. So that's almost counterintuitive. I'm curious how it's going to work out.
Yeah, and that's one of the things I love about like playing around with acting and voice acting and stuff is oftentimes things that shouldn't work do. And so it's really fun to be able to play with different methods. Like I've had folks on here who are very visual people, and so we'll try something and they'll be like, it's just not clicking, and then we'll try something else and they'll be like, oh, that one works, right? Or we'll do an exercise that might take us 5 or 10 minutes and I'll be like, did that do anything? And they're like, no. And I'm like, that's okay, right? You're allowed to say it didn't work. You're allowed to be like, I don't think that vibes with me. That's fine. Not everything will. My favorite part about acting is that it's just practicing and playing until you find what works. And like for me personally, right, I have aphantasia, so I can't see anything visually. So no visual exercises ever work for me. So it's one of those things of like you're translating and you're playing and you're tearing things down until you get to a place that you feel comfortable. And so that's why I want to play without the punctuation. Because your idea isn't wrong. It very well might work to help you lengthen it by like adding in more punctuation. And maybe we'll switch to that side. But rather than focusing on elongating it, even though that is what I asked you to do earlier, I love natural instincts taking part. So I want to take away punctuation and see if that is where we should be going, or if we're trying to force ourselves down a path that it doesn't want us to be on. So I'm going to have you do it. I'll do your lead in again, but I want you to do your best to genuinely just, there is no punctuation. There's nothing here. You don't need to pause where you were pausing. Just kind of feel it in whatever way that comes to you, okay? All right, I'll lead you in here. Here we go. Just stop. I'll tell you whatever you want to know. Just stop, please.
Tell me, what did it feel like to have someone poking around in your mind? I'm so curious.
Ooh, okay. How did it feel for you?
It felt all right. That was all right. It was definitely, there was a little bit of different pacing, I could tell.
Okay. Did it feel like it was able to like push you a little bit? Because I know you said a little different pacing. What stood out to you as like the difference?
I almost kind of separated the phrase "in your mind." I separated that from the previous phrase in the sentence.
Yes, you did. I always like to ask y'all first if I can remember, because it's more important to me what you notice than what I tell you. And so you absolutely did. You 100% took that in your mind as its own section, as if there were two periods right next to it.
Right.
And what's interesting is you definitely changed the inflection, right? You went from in your mind to in your mind, which was interesting because this whole previous time it's been around in your mind, as if I care about what's happening in your mind, in my mind. This time it was your mind. Like the person I'm talking to is the one that I'm directing this to. I don't give a fuck what happens in hers or theirs or even my own. I want yours. How do you feel? And it added this connection to the person that you were talking to that I don't know that we've had before. And I kind of like where that's going, so we're going to play with that.
Sure.
The other thing I will say is it got rid of the question mark, which was really interesting to me, because in your mind, as you noted, became a whole separate segment, right? But it became a whole separate segment with a literal period in your mind, period. It was not in your mind, it was in your mind, like a statement. Which is interesting because it almost added this element of, as a listener, sure, it was a question, but it definitely gave this grounded energy of almost rhetorical. Like, you're not going to answer this question. I'm going to then follow up with like another stab into your brain. This is just kind of like to make you feel worse. You know what I'm saying?
Like, you don't get a say in this. You don't get a chance to answer.
Yes.
Yeah.
It added to the taunting, to the baiting, to the pull and play of like giving a little bit of control. No, you can't have it.
Right.
And it worked really well. And I like how that happened. I would say keep the punctuation off of it because I think it's going to help with us for our future things. And
Sure.
We're going to play with this connection idea. So,
okay.
Who are you talking to in this moment?
considered who the protagonist was.
We're making it up now.
Right.
This is the best part. Everybody always comes and like, I got a whole concept. I'm like, great. Ask a question. They're like, oh.
Oh, yeah.
So give it to me. Who are you fucking with?
Um, for some reason, the idea of like adding a familial relationship for some reason kind of speaks in my head.
I like
But also,
that.
I'm curious to hear what other folks suggest, if there's any ideas in the chat, too.
That's fair. Yeah, chat, if you have any ideas for what kind of connection Witness's character should have with, like, the person they're messing with, let us know. I'm down for familial. I think that's fine. When I say connection, I also want to talk about how well you know this person and your energy towards them. So do we know them super, super well? Or are they kind of just like in your way? Do we care what they have to say or what we have to think? Or are we using them just for information? Did you once were on their side and get along with them, and now you're on opposite ends of the war, whatever it is? Or have you always been like, fuck this guy? That's kind of what I want to delve into a bit. So, did any of those strike a chord that feel like we could run with?
I know initially when I had created the prompt, I had thought of it as solely using this person as a means to an end to get their information.
Okay.
So, had always been against them, or even it's more just using them.
Okay.
Is kind of what I had thought when initially writing it. But
okay.
I'm open to other stuff too.
No, we can play with what you thought. We can also play with other stuff.
Cool.
If we go based on what you thought first and foremost, which is their sort of means to an end, is this somebody that you've known before this moment? Or is this, hey, go get that person, get the info we need?
When I wrote it, I had initially not had any previous connection, but I think it would add an interesting layer of depth to have them previously know them from something.
Okay.
I think that would add some good depth to it.
Okay, then let's play with it. So, I don't want to put finites or definitive details or aspects on this character, because this character is not you. At the end of the day, we don't give a shit about this character. We give a shit about you. So, and that's not the character you're playing, but the character you're talking to, we don't give a shit about. We give a shit about your character. Just to clarify, because that's a lot of weird yous in place there.
I appreciate it.
So, yes, we give a shit about the person saying this dialogue. That's who our protagonist is in this second. Rather than the person they're talking to. So I don't necessarily want to define the person you're talking to with, like, their name is Jimmy Bibby Bob Brown, and they were my best friend from blah, blah, blah. I don't care. It's too much history, it's too much backstory, and one of the big mistakes that we often make is when we have too much information, we're trying to encompass it all into one performance. It doesn't work that way. So the very simple thing that I want to do is we have chosen to go with the route that you knew this person in some way, shape, or form before. You've had them here in your little torture chamber fucking with them to get something out of them. So I'm going to do this part again, and I want you to do it keeping in mind the fact that they are a means to an end. You need to get things from them. But in some way, shape, or form, realize that the person in front of you is someone you knew. I'm not going to tell you how. I'm not going to tell you what your relationship with it is with them. That's for you to feel while you're doing it. So whether you take a second before you start and you're like, for some reason, I feel like I want to fucking strangle this guy. Or like halfway through when you start getting into have someone poking, you all of a sudden are like, oh, dude, I'm sorry. Like, whatever it is that feeling comes from and changes where you're at, roll with it. But take a second at some point, before, in the middle, at the end, to make a realization of this person that's sitting in front of you and recognize who they are. Would you like me to lead you in still?
Sure, yeah.
Cool. Okay. Are you ready?
I wanted to clarify. You said
Yeah.
make a realization about them.
Yes.
But we're still not adding dialogue. It's more just in the delivery.
That's
right?
correct. So
Okay, cool.
it's gonna be a moment where I want you to. I hesitate to tell you to pick a moment because then it becomes too like stagnated. Of like, after I say this line, then I realize who they are. No. At some point while you're talking, make a mental, emotional moment of like, fuck, dude. Like, we knew each other and now we're here. And whether that's we were lovers and I'm really fucking sad that you've chosen this path, and so now I'm gonna like say all these things that's coded in a bit of sadness, or whether it's, you know what? Fuck you. Tell me what it feels like. Because I'm angry as fuck at you for choosing your decision. Whatever that comes across as is totally fine. But try and have some sort of genuine emotional reaction to this person in front of you. And it might be a little easier since I'm going to give you something to play off of. So you'll have a bit of like my choice to be able to be like, oh, well, here's my decision, right? And give it back to me. Does that make sense? Okay. All right, so I'll lead you in, and then you can give it back to me whenever you're ready, okay? All right, here we go. So this is who you are now, huh? Fucking with everyone?
Tell me, what did it feel like to have someone poking around in your mind? I'm so curious.
Okay. What was your realization or your recognition of this person?
I think based on what you gave me, it was almost kind of that, like, previous romantic history almost kind of situation.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. So let's roll with it then. Previous romantic history situation. Did it end well?
Well, what do you mean it? Like
the relationship that you've had with
the
this
relationship?
person.
No, I don't. I feel like they were exes and they did not like part ways in a healthy way.
Okay. So not an amiable breakup.
Right.
Was it one-sided or did they just kind of like split?
I think it was one-sided.
Who? Me or you?
I think it was me.
That broke it off?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I think it was like the fact that your character said, so this is who you are now. It's like, no, it was like, no, this is who they've always been.
Okay.
That's kind of what it was going for. I think that's kind of what it was going.
I love that. Let's hone in on that specifically.
Okay,
right?
cool.
So have this second before you start this dialogue. I give you something, regardless of what I give you. Have a second and remember, this bitch never knew you. This bitch didn't know who you were. You were hiding yourself. Who you are inside is who you are right now. So for them to come at you and be like, oh, you're on the wrong side. You're the villain. You're whatever. You're a bad person. This is your core. As far as you're concerned, pick any nerd interest. Your partner just said, oh, you're a child for liking My Little Pony. Or, oh, anime's for children. Or, oh, you like that character? God, I was right about you. Pick something that would resonate with you. I'm not going to ask you to share it, but pick something that resonates to where you're like, go fuck yourself, dude. Like, you get what I'm saying? Okay.
Yeah.
Have that moment internally before you start talking. and see how that changes and manipulates and like adds, spices your dialogue. Still just this dialogue, but see what it does to it, okay?
Okay.
All right, I'm going to lead you in. Here we go.
Okay.
You know, I thought we were doing fine. But sure. Get whatever you want. You won't find anything in my head anyways.
Tell me, what did it feel like to have someone poking around in your mind? I'm so curious.
Yeah, now the villain's here.
Yeah.
Now the villain's here.
There it is.
There it is. Okay, so I'll ask you how you felt or how it felt changed to you first. What did it feel like?
It felt grounding.
Ooh.
Yeah.
In what way? In what way did it feel grounding?
It really helped solidify the character for me.
In what way?
Like, basically the idea that this guy is just, he's always just been truly rotten, in the sense that, like, his concept, not the whole, it wasn't your character picking out a character flaw of mine of, like, you know, you like My Little Pony or whatever. It was more, I've always thought of you as a means to an end. I've never cared. You were never worth anything.
Hell yeah.
So really, really honing in on how sick this guy is.
Yes.
I'm a little concerned.
Nah, you're fine. Don't worry. You don't want to see the shit I've done. You're fine. Don't worry about it.
Okay, fair.
I love that. I love that, right? Because I asked you to have a moment and a second, and I gave you something to have a moment, a second about, and you went into it being like, all right, cool, I'm going to do that. And then the second it came to having that moment, your natural instincts went, no, this doesn't belong here. This is not that moment. The moment is, I've never given a shit what you thought. I'm not hurt. I've never cared in the first place. And I love that. Because that's the kind of shit we want. When your natural instincts are going, no, I don't think so. That's what I want. Because all of a sudden it comes out in your dialogue, in your performance, as a solidified, like, character decision. And this is their personality. And it's great when it works with something we've planned, but it's also great when it says no. Right? Like
Right, yeah.
I love. This is definitely the most sinister one you've done.
All right.
Yeah, this has been perfection.
Cool.
And what's interesting to me about that is there, maybe it was happening on your end, but from a voice, from a listener's perspective, there was no, like, put on low voice. There was no gargle. There was no, like, I am the low, intimidating guy. All I heard was you. But it was a stronger performance, and it was a more sinister and scary and evil performance because it came through in the way that you were almost spitting the words at this person of, like, oh, cute, you think that honey, right? Like, it had this vibe and this energy. The word what, in particular, you made it its own sentence. Like, you genuinely were like, what did it feel like? And that is stronger and more powerful as a listener than any type of traditional low or grumble or masculine style voice can be. And I think sometimes we get a little bit stuck in the idea of, like, oh, well, this character's supposed to be, like, intimidating, scary guy, so bam. Or, like, low voice women or low voice men, right? Or the high voice ones are the crazy, upbeat, enthusiastic. They can't be this. Whatever the version is, we tend to get a little stereotypy in it. And stereotypes have a negative connotation, but archetypes do not, which is their original jumping off point, which is where we assign certain characteristics to things based on our knowledge. And so that's fine. Right. It's totally chill to be like, oh, that's where my brain goes. Great. It's not necessarily where it is. And so I loved this performance because it was beautiful to have just sort of your natural voice hang on these words, and the amount of almost spite, like pleasure in spite that was sort of dripping from your words was amazing.
Nice. Cool.
um
Yeah, it's like it wasn't hiding behind a deep, gravelly voice.
Exactly, right? It was you front and center. And that's what I wanted because it pushed that emotion really hard. Do you have anything that you want to try for our last couple minutes of time here?
Part of me is curious about trying kind of the other direction.
Ooh.
So kind of the more like praised unhinged, not like super hyper
Right.
insane, but like I don't know, just not as kind of going away from the dark aspect,
Okay.
if that makes sense.
Yes, it does. When you say dark, I want to clarify. Do you mean intimidating or...
Right, so yeah, I would say so. So more unhinged and unsettling.
Okay, versus like I can beat you up to like, oh, okay, okay, bro, like.
Right.
Okay, so
Being like, oh, this bitch is nuts.
okay, okay,
Like kind of like that.
like you can reason with the sinister one, you can't reason with the one you want to try with.
Right.
Okay. So here's what I'm gonna suggest if we want to try and go that opposite route in that direction. We want to let go of most of what we've done here, but not all of it.
Okay.
So what I want you to keep is the sort of genuine angst and pleasure that is coming from this moment. Keep... I might throw away the relationship. But keep the idea that, like, this still makes you happy. It still makes you excited, right? You're still getting pleasure out of this person's pain and insecurities.
Kind of going back to the drug metaphor a little bit.
Yes.
Okay.
Because instead of the source of your happiness being, oh, fuck this bitch, I want the source of your happiness to be, you've made it through me torturing you. There has to be a reason you're still here, you're still talking, you still have your brain. I've poked, I've prodded, I've messed around, I've stolen things, and you are still competent. Not just competent, you're still fighting. Why? How? What's the answer? Take genuine pleasure in, like, tell me the answer. I need to know.
Like almost a desperate curiosity kind of sense?
Yes. I want you to have it in your brain before you start that literally no one can give you the answer to your questions except for the person you're talking to. So, like, if this fucker dies, you'll never know. And knowing is what you need. You need to know. Okay?
And still kind of taking in the pleasure of what has just happened.
Yes.
Okay.
You'll find it all wrapping together, I think.
Yeah.
But if you feel like you're struggling to do both, go to that need first. And the pleasure should follow.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll lead you in, and then you'll be able to try it, okay?
Okay.
All right, here we go. That one hurt, you know that?
Tell me, what did it feel like to have someone poking around in your mind? I'm so curious.
Good. What did that version feel like?
That one was almost childlike in nature from the curiosity standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
And just that energy was there.
Yes. So I'm gonna throw you. I want you to do the same thing where you're focusing on like the need, the desire, the like real craving for it, for an
Hmm.
answer. I'm gonna lead you in with a different dialogue, and I want to see if it affects your desire. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Here we go. Please. I don't know how much more I can take.
Tell me, what did it feel like to have someone poking around in your mind? I'm so curious.
Ooh, how did that change that?
It was very taunting, very mocking.
Ooh.
It was sassy. It was very
Yeah.
sassy.
Oh, it came off so sassy. I'm not kidding you. You about mean girled it for that last line. You, like, straight up, you were like, I'm so curious. Like,
It's like, oh, poor baby. What
Literally.
happened?
literally. Oh my
Yeah.
god. I kind of love it. I love how this one line and our two perspectives changing what you want, changing who
Right.
you're talking to, has made you two different villains.
Oh,
Which is
yeah.
so cool.
Yes.
Any other things you want to try before I will let you go?
I don't really have anything unless you or chat has something, but
No, I think you've done an excellent job. And I think getting to play with like both of these versions of this villain has been really, really cool. Um,
fun.
yeah, and we don't always get to sort of do the opposites. Oftentimes we'll
Yeah.
change and we'll mess around with one thing that we're kind of trying to hone in on. So
Uh-huh.
it was fun to be able to be like, okay, we did a little baby taste flavoring over here. Now what if we jumped ship and played with this one a little bit?
Right, yeah.
I love that. Okay, well, that's gonna be the end of our session then.
Okay.
Since that's our hour up. But I really liked playing with this. I think it was a fun time. I hope you had fun.
Oh yeah, this was awesome. I loved it.
Hell yeah. I will let you reintroduce yourself as an outro to the YouTube audience. I know you said they can find you on Discord, so you're welcome to say that or any other platforms you might have. So go ahead.
Yeah, I'm Witness. You can find me on Discord. Will we be able to kind of exchange the info? That way they can like find it?
Absolutely. I will have links in
Awesome.
the description, so don't worry about that
Fantastic. That'd
kind
be
of
great.
jazz. Yes. I will have all that jazz in the description for y'all, so you can talk to Witness or hire them for your projects, whatever you want.
I would absolutely be down for anything.
And of course, we always have the Discord server, so I'll be sending that to Witness so you can find them in there, I'm sure. But regardless of the case, this has been lovely to play with you today. This has been a great time. For my folks watching the live stream, I'm going to stay on for a bit, probably do some auditions, get through some of those. Yeah. So, to my YouTube fellows, don't forget you can join us live on Mondays for our Voicing Artists original characters or live on Wednesdays for voice acting coaching. The form will also open up again soon, so if you would like to be a guest on voice acting coaching, you can apply yourself. But we hope to see you on the live streams giving us cool suggestions and stuff. And yeah, goodbye. Perfect. Okay, my friend. I hope that was fun.
That was absolutely fantastic. I loved it.
Yes, awesome. I know you said you're going to about 10:30, so technically we got like 15 minutes and stuff. You're welcome to ship out. You're welcome to stay, whatever you would like to do. I'm probably going to drink some death water and probably transition to auditions and stuff. But it does mean I got to close down all my apps and shit anyways. Like over here to OBS, let's see.
It's all good. This has been a really great time. Thank you. And I loved all the feedback.
Oh, good. I'm glad. I love doing it for chat because I think they have such good ideas and feedback, and it's fun to have like other people's sort of mental pictures of what you're trying to do and get to spice them up and play with them.
I love bouncing ideas back and forth. It was awesome.
Oh, good. Well, I'll let you go then. And if you need anything, feel free to reach out, or jump into chat or do whatever you want. Okay.
Cool. Awesome. Hey, thank you. Thank you so much. This is a great opportunity.
Absolutely. You have a good night, okay?
You too. Thanks so much.
Goodbye, my friend.
Bye.
All right, y'all. Let me take the Discord off you. You're going to see a black screen for a second because we have to turn my nice little camera back on. So here we go. You're going to see my face in our little secret camera. Then we'll go back to the big boy camera. Hello. Okay. We are back and functioning. So we can turn our music back on, although I think it jumped on me. So, yep. We can go to this one. Music should be back. Yeah, okay. Music is back. Y'all can let me know if levels need changed or anything like that. But we're gonna do some auditions tonight. So let me make sure that I've got the Google documents pulled up for you so that we can do some auditions. Alright, I do have one pulled up here. So you guys can see it. Okay. So, come on down to downtown court. Alright. Alright, so we got auditions to do. Let me get some death water. That'll be a little second. Understatement. They spent the bulk of their university years watching their former bandmates sell out shows and records, stewing in bitterness the whole time. After several years of rejected demos and struggling, they've finally gotten a second chance in their grasp, only to question whether that's something they really want anymore. Let's see. Here's Harvest Game. Okay, partial voice acting. Alright, it's a submit by email scenario. So let me go ahead and copy and open up a tab that you don't get to see. You don't get to see the tab with my not for you. You can't have it. Okay. So email open. And then let's see. Under the draw and wave, they want 2 seconds of silence. Okay, so we gotta remember 2 seconds of silence. Let's see. Mallory, so names the thing, your name, okay. Okay. Understated, down-to-earth deliveries. We don't want exaggerated or dramatic performances. Okay. We're played by multiple voice actors in the game. Player can select their voice and character creation. Cool. They're already made for other voice options. Character scripting. Cool. Okay. Okay, so this one's at 2 seconds, though, right? 2 seconds of silence at the end. Okay, so they want 2 seconds of silence at the end, and then alright, so this is Mallory. After years of hard work, Mal has finally gotten everything they want. Their band, no prospects, landed a coveted spot on the 2007 Friends and Foes summer tour. And their single has been getting some major play on the radio. So they should finally be happy, right? Late 20s, masculine or androgynous voice, androgynous, hello. Confident, charming, and perhaps just a little self-absorbed. Enough star quality to be believable as the face of an up-and-coming band, but relatable enough to function as a player instinct. North American accent, preferably Canadian, that one's not me. Originally from a small town in southern Ontario, but moved to New York at the age of 18. Despite their claims to not have an accent, it is noted by their bandmates that they definitely do when they say certain words like sorry. We can say the sorry instead of sorry. Okay. Alright, so we can do these. So, playful, reprimanding, teasing a friend who did just pull it out of harm's way. Using it demanding but a little self-confident. Just be called out on their behavior, and they're bullying Beckett, their long-suffering childhood friend, taking their side in heart. Alright, folks. Here we go. We're gonna give it a shot. Do you need me to hold your hand? There are easier ways to go about that, you know. Yeah, no, I'm not that pushy. Am I? Say no, Beckett. Do you need me to hold your hand? There are easier ways to go about that, you know. Yeah, no, I'm not that pushy. Am I? Say no, Beckett. I love sounds. There's nothing I love more. Making little sounds everywhere. Oh, lordy, lord. Alright, I'll take you guys over with me. Now, I think I gotta give you the Discord, or the isotope. Because, yeah, there it is. Okay, now you can see it. So, they want 2 seconds of silence. Did I leave them 2 seconds? I think so? So we'll leave them that ending since they want 2 seconds of silence. Let me cut these a little closer so they're nice and tight here. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Wow, 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 wow. Alright, so, and then this is the noises. So that's our noises. We'll make the noises a little tighter so they're not sitting for years trying to hear me go, huh? Because that's not helpful. You don't want to sit for that long being like, excuse me, what did you say? Alright, tight, nice. I think this is, yeah, these are still noises. So we're gonna cut these. Are these noises too? They are. I just made my sigh really loud. Sometimes that's the energy though. Sometimes your sighs are like no longer just breath. They are audible and yelly and loud. And that's just kind of how the world goes, you know? So we'll leave that silence because I think if this is 38, about half of 38, not quite 39. So that would be a second. I think I can zoom. Let's find out. So it's like 38.6. So we want 40.6. So right there would be 2 seconds of silence. I'll give them a little bit more just to be nice. We'll go 40.8. And then I'll delete the rest of it. Alright. And then we need to make this much tighter because this is way too far apart. Okay. So, voice denoise. And render. Oh, they wanted it raw. Alright, so I'll unvoice denoise. Because they want it straight up raw. I believe they said. I hate they want it Mallory my name, correct? Yeah. I hate not doing any form of noise removal because I'm going to be 100% honest. I noise removal even when it says give me raw audio because you should. Because when they say raw audio, they don't mean raw audio. They never mean raw audio. I will allow it to happen this time. But again, they don't mean raw audio when they say that. So this is Summer Haze Glory Days. Alright, let's go find it. And this is Mallory, my name. Ooh, the hiccups are here. Alright. So, I think that's the only character on this sheet. But let's triple check. Yeah, only character. So I'm gonna open the tab that you can't see with the pretty little email. This does not say what they want the subject to be. We're gonna name it Summer Haze Glory Days. Because it does not say, correct? You do not say what you want your subject line to be. No, you do not. Okay, cool. So, Summer Haze Glory Days. Mallory audition. Okay, so I'm gonna say hello. Cannot spell tonight, huh? Damn, okay. Any questions? Thanks. Alright, go. Alright, we attach. We gotta go find it first. So we can send that one. So that one is sent. So we'll go to our next. Eden, episode 1. Sci-fi audio drama focused on the conflict between various factions for the control of the biggest oil reserve in the solar system, Eden. Eden is the code name for Titan, the moon of Saturn. According to reports, Titan has the largest oil reserves in the entire solar system. Over 100 times what Earth had before the Industrial Revolution. The center of the conflict is Felicity Dawn, an ace pilot mechanic who is looking to make a name for himself. If Felicity grabbed control of Eden before those who would abuse it, so follows the crew of the Silver Fox, the fastest ship NPCs. Those are normal. Yep, that's our normal recording. Thank God, no citing. Another email. So, copy and open up the tab you don't get to see. You don't get to see it. Subject, vegan audition, your name, your role. Time is 10. And then we have to figure out what role we're auditioning for, but put it there once we have it. Oh, it might end up being multiple. It's gonna be multiple. Okay, so let's just go back to that email and just put multiple instead of a particular role. Multiple. Okay. Alright. So, hop on over. Let's see. So we'll start with Felicity. She, they. Yes. Alright, cool. We're an any, so we count there. Felicity Dawn is the best mechanic and pilot in the solar system. Their father has kept them away from serious missions, but that all changed on one fateful day. Now with a chance to prove they're the best, Felicity grabs life by the throat. Hi, urchins! How are you? I see the big whoa happening. Not much! We finished another voice acting coaching, so you'll have to wait for that episode to come out. And now we're into some auditions. I had ZenKaiCon this weekend, so, we've had a week and a half of, no live streams. And we've had some lovely ZenKaiCon folks join us in the chat a little earlier today. So I'm hoping that folks who were there for the workshops in the convention in person enjoyed their time and will enjoy being here in the community with us, and we make our community just a little bit bigger. How has your week been? How was your weekend? Tell me all about it. I want to hear. Let's see. Yes, we're doing the Felicity line, so we were relaxed and demanding and in awe. So let's give this a shot. I think I'm going to use my normal points since it's kind of like a she-they situation. Every time I give an order. You always say that. You need to treat me more like one of your soldiers and less like your kid if you want to win this war. Where have you been all my life? Guys, please. I'm not like that. You don't have to tense up every time I give an order. You always say that. You need to treat me more like one of your soldiers and less like your kid if you want to win this war. Where have you been all my life? Oh, I like that. That was fun. You're good. It's good. Very intoxicated right now. Well, hopefully you are intoxicated legally. Don't tell me, because don't need that shit on my hands. But enjoy your intoxication. You're welcome to stay in the chat. You're welcome to put me on in the background, or go do whatever you need to do, especially if you're not alone and you're with friends, which is, the safest way to do that kind of jazz. Then, feel free to hang about or to hang with your friends, whatever you need. I hope you're having a good time. I hope it's, celebratory rather than, sad. You know what I mean? We want celebratory in this house. Celebratory is a lot better than, oh no, I'm sad, let me drink. We don't want, oh no, I'm sad, let me drink. That's never fun. That is never, ever fun. Let's see. these a little closer together. Then I want to voice denoise, and render. We will normalize and render. And then export. They might have had a preference for how I label the file. Let's see, Eden auditions. Yeah, your name, character name. Okay, that's good to know, because I would have done it the other way around. Alright, let's see. So, we'll make an Eden folder. And your name here. So, my name. Character. Dawn, I believe. Yes, okay. Save. Alright, let's see what the next ones are. I know there's some other folks in here. Black Lion Soldier. Okay. Elite soldiers of Iris Corporated, these poor souls run into a dangerous ship that takes them all out one by one. Alright, let's give it a shot. We're good at dying. Crying, screaming, and dying, my friends. Screaming, crying, and dying. Here we go. We're going down! There's too many of them! There's no way it's just one ship. We're going down. There's too many of them. There's no way it's just one ship. I love doing all like the different style of like panic emotions. Where it's like some people are very like, it's doomsday. We yell, we have a hard time. And other people are like somber and solemn about it. So it's kind of fun to do the whole range of how people react to disaster. Also, it is a little funny to like say the words "we're going down with the ship" or like anything about the ship downing when they're in space. Because like, where is your ship going? Like the implication of the ship's going down is that it's literally sinking. You can't sink in space. And I get that maybe it just means, oh, it's like getting destroyed. But again, if it's getting destroyed, then you're still not going anywhere, right? Like you are just gonna wallow until eventually you die in a ship that floats space with no control. Versus, oh no, we're gonna die in this exact moment. You would not. I don't know. That was Black Lion Soldier. Oh, yeah, almost forgot. They want my name first. Save. Dun, 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 dun. Alright, vendors. They want masculine. Gossipers. Here we go. Onlookers who try to make fun of Felicity Dawn with little effect. Okay, let's see.
Look, it's Felicity Dawn.
Hard to believe she's out of the hangar. I can smell her from all the way over here.
Look, it's Felicity Dawn.
Hard to believe she's out of the hangar.
I can smell her from all the way over here.
Metaphorical transference from sailing ships to starships, if I had to guess. Theta, hello, I'm so glad to see you in my chat. Now I'm gonna ask you to dumb that down to a theater kid level. I have no idea what metaphorical transference means. Can you tell me what that means? But like in baby language? Oh my god, I'm so glad to see you though, because everything you say is brilliant. We noise removal, and then we normalize. Did a few different voices in there, so at least we'll know that I've got a few options for them. Okay, this is Josh the First. So my name, then Josh the First. Okay. I've had the Me theme song as the recurring theme for a long time. I don't think it's anywhere near the record, so I'm not sure that I would even say it's been a year, but alright, so let me submit these ones, and then we can move on to the next one. These were on to Zelda. We love some Zelda in this house. Okay. Sent. Means that's all the rolls here. We can move on to the next one. He's getting sent this one. So this is a Mandelbrot Hall with a little animation. That has continued on because like it was originally like ships, right, on the ocean. It makes sense why we're saying this, but then we started calling other vessels that transported us in that way ships, like a space ship. And so because like we called a ship, kind of the phrases and ideologies that came with ship sort of came with the word to like space and other things. That makes sense. I think I get what you're trying to say. Alright, we'll put our nice pretty name down. Yay! And then we all know my email. It's business email, so don't contact me unless you're gonna pay me money. Link to voice acting reel. I can pull that up. Okay, good. Thank you, Theta. I appreciate that. Because sometimes I'm like, what? And other times I feel like I know what I'm doing. It just kind of depends. So we would fit for Iris. Okay, we're not just for Iris here. By the way, do you intend for the music to be on? Yes, thank you for saying something. Music is totally okay to go while I'm doing auditions, just not while I'm doing episodes. Because there shouldn't be any way that the music is getting into my audition file, because Reaper only picks up my mic, so we're okay there. But thank you for asking, because I hate when that music is on when I'm trying to do like episodes, like the voice acting coaching or the voicing on original characters. When that music is playing while I'm doing that, it's awful. So thank you for checking. Okay, let's see. Iris is an introverted fine arts major with a concentration in sculpture at AEIOU. She has a cat named Weiss. She smells strongly of cat food and has an aloof, slightly monotone voice. Iris is Irish-American and was raised in the USA. Same. Okay. Please begin your recording by stating your name and the role you auditioned for. No. Ugh. I hate this. Listen, all I'm gonna say is if anyone ever sees this, and if you make a casting call, you, whoever's watching this, if you ever make a casting call, don't ask first. They don't do it in professional shit. Stop doing it. I'll do it. Stop doing it. Especially not the roles you're auditioning for. Recording line on the script below as written at least 2 times. You're welcome to change improvise the line as you see fit for additional takes. Then we want to file first name, last name, role. Yep, I got you. Alright, so this is our audition. Iris is looking for her cat Weiss and finds her sitting in one of the washing machines. And then Jackie's asking questions about how he got in the machine, but Iris is unconcerned as this is a non-question to her. Jackie changes the subject and asks about something that happened in the mail that brought Paul the previous day. Iris does not know what she's talking about. Alright, simple. We're gonna do our normal voice and then we'll probably do like a high-pitched version. So let's get it. Stop. My name is Rachel Schumacher and I'm auditioning for Iris. Oh, there she is. She likes to hang out down here, so I thought I'd check. I don't follow. Oh, I don't really know about that. Well, good night.
Oh, there she is. She likes to hang out down.
Nope. Nope. We're gonna redo that one. I'm gonna have to say my name again. Gross. Okay, here we go. My name is Rachel Schumacher. I'm auditioning for Iris. Oh, there she is. She likes to hang out down here, so I thought I'd check. I don't follow. Oh, I don't really know about that. Well, good night.
Oh, there she is. She likes to hang out down here, so I thought I'd check. I don't follow. Oh, I don't really know about that. Well, good night.
I think that worked fine. Yeah, I think that worked fine. We'll turn that one in. Uh-oh. What's happening? Oh, it's still recording. I didn't click pause. Shit. Well, we're gonna have to delete the rest of it. No, you know what? Fuck it. Let's do it again. Love how I keep doing the ones over and over where they ask me to slate and I fucking hate slating so much. Okay, we can do this. We're gonna click pause this time. Here we go. Oh, there she is. She likes to hang out down here, so I thought I'd check. I don't follow. Oh, I don't really know about that. Well, good night.
Oh, there she is. She likes to hang out down here, so I thought I'd check. I don't follow. Oh, I don't really know about that. Well, good night.
Okay. Did I? God fucking damn it, y'all. I'm gonna kill a man. I didn't slate. Cause like, I slated with every fiber of my being. Okay, we're gonna do it. Solid way through. Let's do this. My name is Rachel Schumacher, and I'm auditioning for the role of Iris. Oh, there she is. She likes to hang out down here, so I thought I'd check. I don't follow. Oh, I don't really know about that. Well, good night.
Oh, there she is. She likes to hang out down here, so I thought I'd check. I don't follow. Oh, I don't really know about that. Well, good night.
Okay, it's done. We can submit it. Thank God. Thank you, Jesus. Boom, 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 ba-da-dum. Ba, boom, ba-da-dum, 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 ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum. Boom, ba-dum, ba-dee. Ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum. Ba-dum, ba-dum, there's no oh, chop it on up. Whiskey away that sucker. So, my name. Oh, do they want those fucking underscores? No. Okay, good. Alright, cool. It is saved. It is sanctioned. And now we can turn it in. Alright. Oh, that's right. They have their own form. Upload, okay. Oh, you want to see the insert file? Oh, it's uploading. Please let me know if you would. No, let's change it. Let's say I have a character. Let's capitalize that shit. Character demo. Submit. Alright. On to the next one. Go. Threads of Ash. For 2 voice actors. One. Okay. Yuvita. Female, early 20s, medium voice, light English or Southern European. Southern survival world overrun by monsters, though she's often afraid. She's retained a sense of humor and sadness to help keep her going. Okay. ABC. Okay. Cool. Okay. I'm not gonna do an accent, so they can disregard it if they don't want it. But we're gonna do it. Why save me there to abandon me now? Like you're willing to allow the wild animals or elements do now? Surely you are not so heartless. I just wanted to remember what it was like before all this. To have one more night. There's so much death. How much can a person take? When does it end? Why save me there to abandon me now? Like you're willing to allow the wild animals or elements to now? Surely you are not so heartless. Just wanted to remember what it's like. Have one more night. There is so much death. How much can a person take? Oh, it's that Mean Girls line that like went viral on TikTok. That's what that is. Can't even watch as she's something his hair. I don't even know the words, my guy. And yet, of course. Lord help us. Sometimes I wonder if it's like awful to hear the music I have playing while I'm like also singing and or humming and or whatever an entirely different piece. Hopefully it's okay for folks to listen to, but you never know. Sometimes you just don't want to hear it. Breath of ash. See what we got. Okay, so this is all this jazz. I will pull this one up so you guys can look at it. Not that it's anything you really can't see, but it's boring. So there's like no point in, you know what I mean? Like Michael Bay. I'm always like putting off the ones that I can this one is like making you confirm and being like very blunt about the fact that they're like, no AI. Because that's correct. Fuck AI. Better not be any AI taking over anything we do. Do not use AI for your projects. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. Don't do it. Don't use it. Alright, it's uploading. Okay, go. So what is this one? Journey, creating a process getting a visual novel. Huge. Okay. Follow Sherlock Holmes, the 1900s. Time for female detective are tough, but still Shirley is strong and will not get any discrimination past her. She has Dr. Watson with her, who helps her with her cases as her assistant. There is also Inspector Scotland Yard and his partner Inspector Hopkins, who works in the same cases most of the time. There is Major Ray Smite and his right-hand man, Sebastian Miller, who happens to be far more involved in some of the cases. Slice of life with crime elements, dark themes. Character name, your name. Cool. Email audition. Okay. Copy. Let's open up my email tab. Now, what is this one called again? Life of Shirley so her brother Mycroft Holmes raised her. She tried to raise her to be a decent lady, but Holmes, who took more after her mother, had other plans. She often disguised herself as a boy and learned to fence and shoot a gun. Mycroft knew about it, but let her go as long as she didn't overdo it. However, he demanded that she also educate herself musically, which wasn't exactly what he wanted because he was thinking more about the piano or the harp and not the violin. Not recognizing her own freedom and seeing Mycroft as too strict caused her to try to avoid him. The falling out came when he tried to find a decent man for her, hoping it would calm her down. After she could no longer live under one roof, Shirley arranged a place to stay. Famous one baby. Alright, let's do this. Probably my own voice, and then maybe we'll go low. We'll try normal voice. Watson, how many times do I have to tell you that when you rule out the impossible, no matter how unlikely it may seem, what remains must be the truth. Among all the sleepers in Scotland Yard, there are a small number of intellectually gifted inspectors who are truly in the service of truth. Forget irrational emotions like loyalty, Mr. Morin. Don't you see where her blind loyalty has driven her? Into a web of lies and intrigue. We both love this game, Major. Or should I call you Mr. Morin? What? Then let's see which of us will win this. No! How do we start? Yeah, is that on the audio? Okay, let's try again. Here we go. Watson, how many times do I have to tell you that when you rule out the impossible, no matter how unlikely it may seem, what remains must be the truth? Among all the sleepers in Scotland Yard, there are a small number of intellectually gifted inspectors who are truly in the service of the truth. Forget irrational emotions like loyalty, Mr. Morin. Don't you see where her blind loyalty has driven her? Into a web of lies and intrigue. We both love this game, Major. Or should I call you Mr. Moriarty? Well, then let's see which of us will win this game. Watson, how many times do I have to tell you that when you rule out the impossible, no matter how unlikely it may seem, what remains is the truth? There are a small number of intellectually gifted individuals who are truly in the service of the truth. Forget irrational emotions like loyalty, Mr. Moran. Don't you see where her blind loyalty has driven her? Into a web of lies and intrigue. We both love this game. Well, then let's see which of us will win this game. Okay, dope. I hate to be a bother, but I've heard Moran pronounced Moran. Sorry for the horrible half IPA. Moraine? Oh, I forget my AEs. No, you're fine, Theta. Let me go look up my AEs. That's A, right? Moraine? Open front vowel like there was cat. Oh, Moran? Moran? Oh. Ah, huh? Alright, hold Moran? Moran? I'll be honest with you, I think you're 100% right. The problem is, with how strong my accent is, I don't know that I can say Moran. I don't know if I can say that. Moran. Moran. That might be a British thing. That's gonna be hard for me to say. So I think you're correct. This happens sometimes. Thank you, yes, I try to avoid nitpicking. No, you're totally okay. No, you're fine. Don't even worry about that. I love all sorts of conversations and stuff. You can't offend me, don't worry about it. You're probably correct. I think I'm gonna stick with the one I have just because, again, that would have to be something that they, like, send me a voice sample that I copy, because my accent is strong enough that it's gonna be really hard for me to go N like that. Because I'm always instinctually gonna go in. Like I'm gonna wanna say marine instead of Moran, or I'm gonna wanna say and. So I'm either gonna go to and with Moran instead of Moran. Yeah, that's gonna be too difficult for me to try and think about and do. Oh, fuck, but I peaked anyways. Hey, shit, we're gonna try it because I peaked. So I'm gonna have to redo the audio anyways. Alright, we'll give it a shot. Let's try it. Moran. I'm gonna try and say Moran because that'll go a little bit more into my accent where it's instead of Moran. Because I don't think I can say Moran, so I'm gonna say Marine and give it a little bit of that nasal American that I have. At least that way it'll sound natural, but it won't be however the fuck I was saying it. Watson, how many times do I have to tell you that when you rule out the impossible, no matter how unlikely it may seem, what remains must be the truth? Among all the sleepers in Scotland Yard, there are a small number of intellectually gifted inspectors who are truly in service. Forget irrational emotions like loyalty, Mr. Moran. Don't you see where her blind loyalty has driven her? Into a web of lies and intrigue. We both love this game, Major. Or should I call you Mr. Moriarty? Well, then let's see which of us will win this game. Watson, how many times do I have to tell you that when you rule out the impossible, no matter how unlikely it may seem, what remains is the truth? Among all the sleepers in Scotland Yard, there are a small number of intellectually gifted inspectors who are truly in the service of the truth. Forget irrational emotions like loyalty, Mr. Moran. Don't you see where her blind loyalty has driven her? Into a web of lies and intrigue. We both love this game. Or should I call you Hopefully I didn't peek that one and we're okay for that one in. Yup, that one's good. Okay. And we got the name right. Well, thank you, Zeta, for saying something, because now I can turn in a take where the name is at least close to how it's supposed to be pronounced. It's not so, like, completely opposite. Alright, let's see. This is gonna be a long file, though, because it's a lot of dialogue. I'm just gonna keep them all close, I think. It's probably the best route here. I'm gonna deal with the rest of it. I don't know what the actual words are to that one. That one's Anastasia. I haven't seen that in so long. I've been told that people love it, and that's a good movie. And I know there's like a musical for Anastasia, which I think I have seen the musical. Yeah. So this is Life of Shirley Holmes. I don't think we've made a folder for this yet. Would be JKL. No. Okay. Life of Shirley Holmes. Shirley herself, I believe. Oh, hiccups. Yeah, hiccups. And they want character my name? Yes. Faster, let your dreams take wind. In the dark of the night, in the dark of the night. Oh, it's uploading. It's not gonna make me Google Drive it, which is good. It's just decently large file. Let's take this. Alright, send. Alright, what's this one? Never ending fantasy prelude. Okay. Serenity Nightingale. Serenity is optimistic despite her fatal illness. She hides vulnerability with humor, yet quietly determined. Alright, let's go for it. I kind of want to do a high-pitched voice and then maybe mine.
That rock formation looks amazing. Do you think we have time for a quick detour? It doesn't matter how long I have. I'm just so glad to be doing this with you. Isn't this amazing? Let's definitely stop on the way back.
That rock formation looks amazing.
Do you think we have time for a quick detour?
Isn't this amazing? Let's definitely stop on the way back. Okay. Kind of short and sweet.
But we will never know, 'cause I'm not gonna Google it. We will have to live with the fact that I won't Google it. Don't care enough to know what it is or what it could be. I don't care enough to know who you are or who you see. I don't care, and I never will. What's the noise? And then normalize. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Alright, new folder. This is Never Ending Fantasy. Serenity Nightingale. Serenity Nightingale. Is it night 10? Is that how it's spelled? Night 10. Night 10. Alright, else here. Got a they then. Okay. Serenity's childhood friend. They've known each other since they were 4. Loyal, caring, slightly overprotective of Serenity. Might harbor deeper feelings for her. They're very creative and spontaneous, while also startled with self-doubt and thinking. Alright, let's give it a shot. Probably my normal voice. Hey, wanna pull over for a snack break? We've been driving for a while. We're in this together. Why didn't you tell me? I could have helped. Hey, wanna pull over for a snack break? We've been driving for a while. We're in this together. Remember that promise we made when we were kids? I'm holding you to that. Why didn't you tell me? I could have helped. Hell yeah. Ah! Definitely straight up with that audio. Woo! Need to do that. Okay, alright, okay. How do I get out of this? Uh-oh. How do I... Alright, well, we're just gonna restart it. We're gonna reopen the file. I fucked up the file. No, it's still like this. No, I thought it was reset. Fuck me. Alright, let me close it out entirely. Please go back to how we are. Oh, damn it. Oh, no. How do I get it back? Oh my god, I'm dumb as fuck. Apparently you can unclick the tab. Jeez Lord, I'm dumb as shit. Alright, everything's fine. Hello, Dark Mega. How are you? Thank you. I'm glad you enjoy the music. As you can tell, I'm a goth emo punk little girl. So I like kind of like background ambiance, sort of like synthwave kind of genre. I would have like actual sort of like rock and stuff playing, but I like to post these VODs to YouTube, and while they're not currently monetized, you you always want to have like it to be calmer with people so they don't get distracted. Good, and you? Yeah, I'm doing well. We recorded some episodes for my series that I post to YouTube earlier in the stream, and now I'm working on auditions. So, and it doesn't look great up on the screen right now because it didn't quite like crop the way I wanted to, but I can bring it over here. We're working on editing the recording that I just did for that audition. So I'm cutting it down to make it smoother together, and then I will be submitting that audition to that casting call. So, nice and clean. Voice acting, that's cool? Yeah, it's a lot of fun, genuinely. It's something I really like doing, and I like talking to chat while I record the auditions and turn them in, because sometimes it can feel a little like stagnant because you're doing the same thing over and over. So it can be nice to talk to chat and have other conversations while you're working on it. I did that one time and it was cool, and I feel nervous. That's okay. A lot of people find it fun, but like the most nerve-wracking thing you can think of. I'm gonna make sure I did the right. Okay, I did the right one. I run workshops and I do coaching sessions, which is actually what we did earlier in the stream today. We did a live coaching session with people who have some experience, no experience, etc., etc. And you know, it can be nerve-wracking, but the private sessions that I do, people find a lot of fun in just like getting to let loose. And you'd be surprised at like how good some people are without meaning to be good, but they're very good. The teacher only liked my voice because my other friends, he was getting angry. Oh, interesting. Well, when he hears my voice, he says, God, thank you. That's fair. Sometimes that's the case. I talk a lot, and I, like, talk nonstop. So, I have had people tell me, like, shh. You know what I mean? Like, people have straight up told me to, like, stop talking so that other people can talk. So, I feel that energy a lot. I don't remember what this one was called. What is this project called? Never Ending Fantasy. Thank you for following, Dark Mega. I appreciate you. You can see my little follower thing is also like very, very spooky goth coded. You will find a lot of that here. It's kind of my whole genre, to be honest. I love it quite a bit, but I appreciate you following. Do you have anything so you've only done voice acting once, right? So what is it that you normally do? Are you an arts and creative person? Are you like an IT tech person? Are you an author? What do you normally do? I would love to hear about you and your life if you're interested, but also feel free to lurk if you prefer. Never any pressure. This character's name that we're doing is Jordan Rivers. Okay, let's see. Jordan Rivers. Save. All right. Now let's submit those. Submit. Who do we submit to? That's the question. It does not say. I'll bet this is a Discord one. Let me pull up Discord, guys. I'll bring you back to that window so you can see at least a little bit. I'll bet. Let me get rid of the outline so you can actually read it. I'll bet this is a Discord one. I'm gonna submit. I training every day and sometimes read and cooking. Ooh! Training like working out. Like you lift weights or you go on runs or things like that. Like you go to a gym. Reading and cooking, I have to ask as well, what do you cook? I am like so, yeah, the music! Hell yeah. I'm so interested in cooking because I feel like I'm a really bad cook. I don't eat a lot. My tastes are not very expansive with like spices and stuff, and I really want to try more things and try and like more things, but I'm always curious about what people cook because I don't necessarily cook all that much. So I would be interested to hear
makes sense. It also could depend on like how close gyms are to you, and gyms are also really public. I would hate to work out in a public space because I would feel so vulnerable. Like how you felt nervous voice acting once. I would feel so nervous working out in a public space. Oh my goodness. I would be like, oh, I can't do this. Yeah, that would be I don't think I saved what this one was for. Uh-oh. I don't know if I saved where to submit this audition. I'm looking. I'm scrolling through Discord, seeing if I can find it here. Where did I save? Is it this one? No, it doesn't look like it. Is it this one? No. Uh-oh, I can't seem to find it. I might have to go searching for it later. I don't seem to find where I was supposed to submit it to. Okay, Eden we already did, so we're good on Eden. This is not Eden. This is Never Ending Fantasy. Alright, I'll have to leave this one up, and we'll have to do it later because I'm not sure. Oh, you know what else I didn't ask you, Dark Knighta? Do you have any, like, favorite books that you like to read? Oh, this is Rot. Yeah, we're doing... No, I'm late for Rot! Oh, shoot! Oh, damn, I'm a day late for Rot. Oh, that sucks. Oh, that was gonna be a real cool one. Alright, well, it is what it is. We move on to our next one. Do you have any favorite books? Because I'm like an old-timey book person. I like the old-timey westerns, like Hemingway and, what's the one guy's name? I do like a French guy. His name is Camus. Albert Camus. I like his. And I like... There's another American. Shoot. Oh, I don't remember who he is. What is it? Oh, the one that we skipped, was a really cool video game casting call. And I thought the deadline was tonight. Turns out the deadline was yesterday. So unfortunately, we weren't able to audition for the video game casting call, which I was hoping for. It was a really cool one. I was excited to put in some voices and see what we could do for that one. But unfortunately, that's how things work sometimes. Is you're not quite able to get in what you can. That's just how it goes sometimes. So we'll just have to keep a closer eye on that for next time, so that we make sure we got our deadlines right. So we'll try this one instead. Salmon and the Big Bad Wolf. This is for a short film. So let's see, what is the story about? After the disappearance of her mentor, Salmon, a young farm dog wants to bring him home. Without knowledge of the outside world, she teams up with a stray dog named Ino to help her navigate the way. This is cute. Okay, let's see. Okay, this is in May, so this deadline's fine. They wanted to send it by email, so let me open up an email. Do you hear this type of music like funk? That's a good question. I don't know. So the one that you're currently hearing, I don't have playing for me. So I put it on sort of in the background, but it doesn't come to me at all. It just goes to the stream. So I wouldn't be able to tell you about the current one that you're listening to. The personal music that I listen to is kind of like punk rock or like pop rock. Sure, go for it. I don't know if it'll let you put links in chat or not. You can try. And if it doesn't, you can tell me the name of what you're thinking of, and then I can look up the name instead.
If it'll let you put a link, go for it. I don't know if it will. I'm not sure what the moderator settings are. If it doesn't let you, just put the name of the song or the artist, and then I'll look it up by the name. Because that would work too, looking it up by the name. Let's see. Okay, it doesn't tell me what to label the email, so we will call it this. This audition is character Salmon. Salmon is a calm and gentle farm dog who has lived on the farm for as long as she can remember. She's never ventured outside the farm and is extremely fearful of the coyotes and other potential dangers that lurk beyond. When her mentor and former farm dog, Cooper, vanished, she was left to guard the farm. She's hugely struggling without his guidance. Female, teen, young adult, soft, caring, maybe in some parts it's whispery, but it also conveys strong emotions. Okay. Lines, here we go. So we have embarrassed, curious and worried, embarrassed again, happy, worried, relief, and scared. Shot. Cooper is my friend, but he's, old. And for the other animals, well, I don't really have much in common. How about your owners? Would they be worried about you not being home? As funny as it sounds, never really got to go out. Oh, Mr. Hopscotch! Silly frog, don't you ever wander off like that again. I can't go very far away from the farm. You know, come to think of it, you're like my first real friend. Well, don't get me wrong, Cooper is my friend, but he's, old. And for the other animals, well, I don't really have much in common with them. How about your owners? Would they be worried about you not being home? As funny as it sounds, I never really got to go out. Oh, Mr. Hopscotch, you silly frog. Don't you ever wander off like that again. I can't go very far away from the farm. People sometimes hear this type of music for training or just listening. Oh, you have a cute voice. Thank you. I like doing all the cute little ones that are a little bit more high-pitched and stuff. They're a lot of fun to do. I think you'll have to tell me the name of the song or the name of the artist. Like, can you name me a song or an artist? Because I don't think links are coming through in the chat. But listening to music for training sounds interesting. I'm curious to hear it. I definitely want to look it up. Because I don't necessarily know any music that people listen to train. I'm definitely curious of what it could be. And maybe I'll add it to my playlist. I think that'd be cool. I know some people who like run to podcasts or put on like inspirational things. I don't know about music. Yeah, I rock Thank you. Thank you for putting that in the chat. I'm gonna copy that and look it up. And I will see what we know of, and name a genre that I'm like, I don't think I've heard of that. And that's really cool. I'm so glad that that's a thing that happens, and I love it. Did I cut that off? Did I just cut that off? No, okay, I'm okay. Thought I cut my dialogue there for a second, but I did not. Almost done cut. And I can upload it to the email. Okay, so we're gonna voice denoise it. Ooh, that's a long one. That was a lot of lines to do for audition. Okay, export. Go over to technicals, and this one is called salmon. So let's add a folder. Salmon. Is the dog's name Salmon too? It is. Okay, so her name is Salmon as well. So it's also the name of the character. Okay. I think that's the only one we're auditioning for on this casting call, but I will check here. I think the one under it is a guy. Despite being probably what? Yes. So he's a guy. What is this one? Oh, this is a lady. Okay, so we can do the coyote. Okay. So Macawi. Macawi, one of the coyotes, is particularly aggressive and seems determined to gain control of the farm. Graham Crackers, who has promised the coyotes food once she becomes the farm dog, is helping to fuel this tension. Macawi is known for being cold and brash. Okay, so we're gonna do a lower voice for this one. So, ooh, we get to yell. Okay, fair warning, we're gonna yell in a second for this line. So here we go. Shariki, you coward. You got lucky this time, farm dog. Back off, mate. You know you can't beat the two of us. Say, I've always wondered what a farm dog tastes like. Shariki, you coward. You got lucky this time, farm dog. Back off, mate. You know you can't beat the two of us. Say, always wondered what a farm dog tastes like. Ooh, that was fun. I like hearing that voice. Thank you, Dark Mega. That one felt very, like, villainous. I liked being a bit, like, darker and kind of, like, intimidating. It's hard to do intimidating when your voice is higher pitched. So it's fun to get to audition for those. Well, I do like the cute little voices. Little voices like that. The little ooh style of voices are adorable. It's really fun. I have to go through and put this up so that we can put together. Oh, cut it. Okay. How old am I? I'm 24. So we're in like that young adult stage. I don't do any sort of, like I'm very much, my community and my group are all adult folks. We don't run with any of the younger crowd. Although technically I'm on the younger side of being an adult. So, I don't know. Some people are like, oh, it's a baby child. You're 19? Well, cool. You're welcome here. Are you, do you feel like an adult at 19? Or do you still feel like a kid? That's my question for you. Because we've got not a lot of age difference, but we do have a decent amount in there anyone else to audition for? Male. And that's it. I am an adult, but sometimes I'm like kid. Yeah, I feel that energy. It's kind of like you get the adult responsibilities, and people expect you to sort of do all of the seriousness that comes with being an adult. But personally, like, my energy is always upbeat, loud. I like to laugh. I like to have fun. Like, my energy is very childlike. Where I'm like, I never want to sit still, and I'm constantly moving and doing voices and playing characters. I totally get it. I 100% get it. I'm a little the same way. Let me attach these auditions here. Finish that. So let's go find them. It should be under salmon. Who did Macaulay and salmon herself? Alright. Okay, so they're trying to upload. They're a little bit on the different end of files, but not too bad, not too bad. I wonder what our next one is. I haven't checked it yet. I feel like sometimes we look through these, but not always. We usually try to look through to make sure that there's something I want to use, but I don't read all of the descriptions on what kind of project it is. Alright, so that one is sent. So let's see what our next one is. Work goals. Okay, let's see. 3 voices, masculine or feminine. Story about 3 self-aware factory robots facing the realities of being factory robots. The short will be posted on the Romance Pictures YouTube channel. Okay. They want 2 takes. So, oh, they actually want it differently than most people do. Okay, so they want AABBCC versus ABC. So we're gonna have to keep that in mind when we record for this one. They want it differently than people usually want it done. They do want a wave. Yep, I'm at the recording sample they want. Okay, I'm gonna have to copy and paste that actually, because I will not remember to do the meme file with that. Oh, but we gotta copy and paste the email first. Okay. Let's set up the email. This guy. Copy real quick. Go to email. What do they want the subject to be named? Copy and paste this. Confirm your full name, your sent music crediting, and how you'd like us to contact you. Okay. So, subject line. enjoy whatever the song is. Okay, let's copy what they want it to be named. Oh, that's right. Right now is Delicious in Dungeon. That one's good. My Happy Marriage. Death Note is one of my favorites. I literally have a cat named after Death Note. Solo Leveling. I heard, so I run voice acting workshops in person. And this past weekend I was running some and I had 2 people recommend me Solo Leveling. Can you tell me what Solo Leveling is about? Because they didn't get a chance to tell me what happens or like what it's about. They just said that it was really good. So I'd love to know what Solo Leveling is about. I don't have any idea. Robot Tea is very pessimistic about tea. It's very hardworking. Delicious tea does actually work. Okay. That anime is insane. You have to tell me why. I gotta know. Tell me why it's crazy. 10 out of 10? Yo, you have to tell me why. Why is it crazy? I gotta know. What's the secret? I mean, you don't have to spoil it if you don't want to, but I'm curious now. Alright, I'll do this audition while you think of what to tell me. The only thing that's gonna work is us. Today, tomorrow, the day after. Right here, spinning this cog over and over. When your plan doesn't work, we're just gonna be back here working again. Yes, they have. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here working right now. The only thing that's gonna work is us. Today, tomorrow, the day after, right here, spinning this cog over and over. When your plan doesn't work, we're just gonna be back here working again. Yes, they have. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here working right now. Oh, I like that, like, angsty, sarcastic attitude. You know the other animes, like Hero, Demons, Level 1. Example, like classes EDC, BAS, but the protagonist is different. Protagonist is the only class E. Oh. Okay. Alright, I'm interested. But he gets stronger. But I will not tell you. You need to see the anime first. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. It's on my list then. I'm gonna watch it because you are now the 3rd person to tell me I need to watch it. What website do you watch it on? Where can I find it in order to watch it? Is it Netflix? Is it Crunchyroll? How would I watch Solo Leveling? I will turn it on. I've got a lot of like things to edit over the weekend, so definitely turn it on and watch it while I'm editing. So many people telling me it's good. And I believe y'all. I do believe it's good, so I'm interested to watch it. Anime FLV. Okay, got it. That's where I'll put it on from. Because I hadn't even heard of it, and I probably hadn't heard of it because it wasn't on like Netflix or something. So I was like, what is this? But I'll check it out then because everybody says it's really good. And when everybody's telling you that something's good, I mean, you gotta believe them because that's just kind of how the world works. Okay. So, this is Robot P. Okay, he's saved. Got it. You have another question? Go for it. Whatever you want to ask, I'm down. Robot T. Okay. Enthusiastic robot who dreams of bigger and better things. Alright, let's see. We'll do a fun voice for this. Not all of my plans failed, Robot P. What about the time I put up those signs that said we are working? We got out of work for like 20 minutes. You said that about the last job. Sometimes I feel like you're just a robot made to hate the work you do. Not all of my plans failed, Robot P. What about that time I put up those signs that said we are working? We got out of work for like 20 minutes. You said that about the last job. Sometimes I feel like you're just a robot made to hate the work you do. Ah, the cute little silly voice. Can I have a friendship with you? You are cool. We are friends. You're chatting in my stream. I consider everybody who comes to my streams and chats with me and talks to me to be like part of the community. We have a pretty good community here. We're friendly, we talk, we have a good time. So feel free to show up to any of the streams. I stream regularly, so you're always welcome to stop in and say hi. Sometimes there are other people that will regularly pop in and say hello at earlier times of the stream and things like that. You're more than welcome here. Sure, you can send me a message on Instagram if you want. Go for it. Can't promise how much I'll talk or what I'll be able to say, but you can always send it. I never mind requests. There are no worries. I'm always trying to work on building people up so that they feel like they are supported and have a comfortable place to be in this community. Stein something was the name of this one. Stein Metz, and this was Robot T. Okay. I think we've got one more robot, but we might be wrong here. Let's see. Robot G. Yes, we do have last robot. Okay. Robot G is pretty much a no backbone follower who really, truly hates its job. All right, we'll try this one. I might go like a little bit of a nervous voice with this. Let's see. We need a permanent solution. I hate this job. Maybe. I don't know. I just hate this job. It was just a big load of garbage that was glued to the wall with a bunch of Christmas lights on it. We need a permanent solution. I hate this job. Maybe. I don't know. I just hate this job. It was just a big load of garbage that was glued to the wall with a bunch of Christmas lights on it. That was a fun one, doing like a frantic versus a kind of like a almost a stoner loser voice. Solo leveling is good, but the start is very sad. It's about the protagonist. Oh, wow, I did not think that it would start sad. Oh, well that's good to know. Thank you for telling me that, because otherwise I probably would have turned it on. I would be like, why did people recommend this? Oh, okay. I'll have to be prepared for when I watch it then. Sometimes anime really, like, it does that, where it doesn't warn you
that it's going to be sad or emotional, and then you go to watch it and you're like, ooh, I was not prepared for that. Or it does the opposite end, where it doesn't warn you that it's going to be like crazy, and you thought you were like sitting down to watch a regular show, and it just is off its hinges. That's the effect most people have with like Evangelion and stuff, is they're like, whoa, what is this? Yeah, go ahead, do whatever you need. Runs on Voice, Waves in Slavic. Hello, Runs on Voice. I like your name. What is your name from, my friend? And would you prefer to be called Runs or Voice? I like your name, though. That's super cool. And also, it's good to see somebody viewing from YouTube. I love seeing people show up from YouTube. I really like the platform, and so I love folks saying hi. Let's see here. We are doing voice acting auditions at the moment. So I just did this one for Robot G that I am looking to submit in a second. But I gotta find the folder that I turned it into. Oh, there it is. Okay. Robot G. Okay. Let's see. Alright, so that one's done. Please do a spastic Morty. Oh gee, oh god, Rick Reed of Robot G. Oh, because he's frantic and nervous? I think, let's see if I can do the Morty one. Ooh, I don't know if I can do it. I'll try. I'll do my version of it where he's like frantic. Here, let me see. We need a permanent solution. I hate this job. Maybe. I don't know. I just hate this job. It was just a big load of garbage that was glued to the wall with a bunch of Christmas lights on it. It's like the feminine version of Morty. Oh, that's funny. That's a good suggestion. Wow, you nailed the character personality right away. Dang, good job. That's pretty impressive, to be honest with you. He does kind of have that energy because he's very, like, all over the place. Yes, exactly. So it's a little like Femme Morty going on. It's kind of like, oh boy. Oh my goodness. I love that actually. That's quality. Yeah, it's kind of frantic. The dialogue feels very all over the place. Like he's really nervous. I think it even says, it might even say nervous in one of his personality traits. I'm not sure. Okay, so I'm going to send these by email. So, oop, we gotta add the character names. So we did Robot G, as we just saw. We did Robot P. And we did Robot T. Okay, so we can send. To field was not written. Oh, shoot. Okay, so I must have done it backwards. Alright, hold on. I did my file naming backwards, which is not helpful. Okay, so let's try this again. Sometimes this happens. Alright, I think I'm doing... But yeah, runs on voice. We were talking about anime. We were talking about different voice acting things. Are you into anime? Do you have any, like, specific animes that you are enjoying right now? Dark Mega was telling me to watch Solo Leveling, so that's officially on my list. If you have any suggestions, please let me know, because I'm all about it. I love me some anime. And sometimes it's hard to find newer ones because a lot of the ones that are advertised sometimes are like meh, versus when you get recommendations from people, then you know you've got something good in there. So that's what I'm looking for. There's some nice good ones to watch. Let's see here. So I need to double check where I'm sending this to. Where's the email that I'm sending it to? Right here. Okay. Copy. And paste. Okay, that's much better. Now I should be able to send these. Okay. So we will do that. Send these
it's over. Alright, send. Okay. So that's it for this one. So let's see what our next audition that we had on the list was. Pathway to Happiness. I think this one's on Discord, so let me check the due date here. See when our due date for this one is. Inspector Gadget. May 3rd. Okay, so that's a pretty good deadline for that one. What's our deadline for this next one? Okay, I left the Twitter post. Thank God. Okay, let me pull up the Twitter post and see what the deadline is for it. April 22nd. Okay, so we've got a good amount of time on that one too. Alright, so here's what I'm thinking. I think this is going to be the end of our stream here. I think we've had a good run for tonight. So, I'm going to let us go. And we got most of the ones that were due today or sooner done, except for Rot, which sucks because that would have been a great one to do. Sometimes that's how the life goes and the cookie crumbles. Thank you to everyone who stopped by today. I really appreciate it. We had a good voice acting coaching session at the beginning with some folks who were from ZenkaiCon. I hope you enjoy being a part of this community. Dark Magan runs on voice, our last couple of folks to join. I hope you join our community. We have Discord, Instagram, all sorts of places. I stream regularly, so feel free to jump on at any point. And I hope you have a good time. Everyone's welcome here. I'm going to close out for the night. But we will be live again on Monday doing more voice acting, doing one of my series, which is voicing artists' original characters, and always talking to chat. I love to talk to chat as much as possible. So I'll see you guys Monday. Have a good weekend. Goodbye.